The Oklahoma Sooners just landed a 4-star cornerback prospect at a position of, I'm not going to say need, but a position that you always want to continue to get skilled players in. He's explosive, and he's a guy that he has size. This is a guy that Oklahoma wanted. They were able to go out there and get him. Jay Valai, he has recruited this position really well since he has gotten to Oklahoma. And we've got to talk about the importance of what Jay Valai has done since he's gotten to Oklahoma. And before we do that, guys, I need to hear from y'all. So make sure you're jumping down in the comments, joining the discussion, giving me your thoughts on the 4-star cornerback Courtland Guillory. Hey, and you know what? While you're down there, make sure you hit that like button too. But Courtland Guillory is a guy that out of high school, right? A lot of people were not expecting Oklahoma to be able to land this kid. And here's why. Texas A&M, they've kind of recruited that area really well. And I mean, that's just a lot of people said, hey, Texas is going to be the pick. And you kind of saw it, right? Oklahoma hadn't really gotten any solid visits from him up until the turn of this year. He came in February, and then he came in twice in a row in the month of April. He came in April 6th and April 20th, and then announced that he was going to be committing today. But ultimately, the Oklahoma Sooners, they come out victorious on top of Texas, and I guess we're going to have to watch Twitter because I want to know what these Texas fans are going to say now and what their excuse is because, you know, they wanted this guy, and now I'm assuming they're going to say, well, he wasn't a take for us anymore. You know, Texas fans, they got to come up with the BS all the time. But no, so Courtland Guillory, he comes in at 6 foot or 6'1" on some sites. So we'll say 6'1" is probably on the higher half. 247 probably just doesn't have it updated yet, but 6'1", 175. And this is a guy that he's listed as a cornerback, but I think he probably can play safety. And that's one thing you've noticed with Oklahoma and cornerbacks, right? They like to get guys that can probably play too, whether it's cornerback cheetah or cornerback safety. So that's going to be interesting there to kind of see exactly how the staff wants to be able to utilize him. And I'm going to pull up his film here so you guys can see Courtland Guillory. And one thing I just want you guys to know is watch Courtland on the 50-50 balls. Watch him keep up with the receivers, kind of shrink the catch radius for those wide receivers and how he creates those pass breakups. But anyways, so Courtland Guillory, he brings in that size. And as I just told you, when he's up against those receivers, and as you can kind of see it here, right, what does he do as the receiver's coming down? He slows down a little bit. He's shrinking that catch radius, and in that previous play, he came up with the pick. But he is a two-sport athlete. He plays basketball. So one of the things and common trends that we've seen with this staff with Oklahoma, they like guys that are dual sport athletes. They like the guys that have that athleticism. And, hey, Courtland Guillory, he's got it. So the question is, where does this put Oklahoma right now in terms of the 2025 class? And although Courtland Guillory's commitment does not pull you to a top 5 class yet, you are still behind Clemson, but not by much. I mean, it is literally like a tenth of a difference. Clemson's at a 217.33. For Oklahoma, you are at a 217.20. So it's literally a 0.13 difference. And if you're Oklahoma, I think you're hopefully thinking you're going to get a couple more commitments in the next month of May all the way into June. You'll probably have the majority of your class locked down by the end of June. And if that's the case for Oklahoma, I definitely think they're going to be in top 5 contention for a top 5 class. But the question is now, what's Oklahoma doing at the cornerback position? And it's Kobe Sellers, Tristan Haynes. No and if or buts around it. Those are the 2 prospects that we're looking at. Kobe Sellers is probably the one you feel the best about. Kobe Sellers was just recently out at Texas A&M, but the staff did come out to visit Kobe Sellers. So you look at him. You got Tristan Haynes as well. Tristan Haynes, 4-star cornerback out of Carl Albert High School here in Oklahoma. Notre Dame, Georgia, schools like that. Those are the ones that are also in contention. He's probably the least likely one to end up here out of all the Carl Albert kids. So I'm not hedging any bets on Tristan Haynes ending up here. But if Oklahoma can get both, you get both. And Tristan Haynes is a guy that, again, like, he could play safety or corner. I think he's just that versatile and that good. But I really think we need to talk about the impact real quick of what Jay Valai has done with this cornerback room. And I think just purely the difference in size that we've seen in this room since Brent Venables and this staff has got here. Because, if you guys remember the Motley years, or I mean, shoot, dare I even say the Justin Broyles and things like that? Because I know I've seen y'all on Twitter. Y'all didn't like it, right? Y'all wanted more size at these corner positions, and y'all are getting it. And I say that, and I say, we can look at Eli Bowen, who I think is one of the smaller prospects that Oklahoma's gotten at the cornerback position, and he is 5'9", but that has not been the trend. Jeremiah Newcomb is 6 foot. You have Devin Jordan, who's 5'11", probably closer to 6 foot as well. Again, 247, I think, is a little bit behind on getting some of the intangibles updated. But Jacoby Johnson, he was 6'3". Josiah Wagner, he transferred out, but he was 5'10", and you kind of saw the dog in him. But again, you kind of go down a little bit more and you see some of the size that they've brought in through the transfer portal, or you've seen some of the size that they've got in. Like, Oklahoma is addressing the size issues. They're trying to be able to go out there and compete at the highest level with these corners. And I think you've seen an improvement in cornerback play since Jay Valai has gotten here. So really good for Oklahoma to be able to come in and get a guy like Courtland Guillory, a guy that a lot of people would have thought, hey, like, this guy is probably going to end up at Texas or Texas A&M. But no, he's here and he's going to be a Sooner. Now, the question is, can you continue to develop this room at as high of a level as what you have been over the past year or two, right? That's what I want to be able to see. Woody Washington has the opportunity to go to the draft next year, and I want to see an Oklahoma corner get drafted within the first 3 rounds or so, right? That's what I want to be able to see. That's what a lot of Oklahoma fans want to see, because Oklahoma did not have a skill player selected this year in the NFL draft, and you want to be able to see that happen for Oklahoma again. So kind of seeing what Woody Washington's able to be, maybe even Dejon Petaway, because I think he comes out this year. That'll be really intriguing for Oklahoma fans. So, guys, if you have not already, make sure you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments below, give me your thoughts on Courtland Guillory. This is a guy that 29 total tackles in his career, 2 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 7 pass breakups. So he's got a little bit of production there. If you guys have not already and you've made it this far, make sure you hit that like, you hit that subscribe button. I want you guys to be a part of the community. Make sure you guys are turning on those bell notifications, because you guys don't want to miss out on any of the Sooner recruiting news that we are bringing to the table.